Hello there everyone, and welcome back to our next episode on Realm of Vasten. I am Mar, and I am currently at the site of the super secret project for Gray. I know it doesn't look like much yet, however, believe me, this will be something eventually. But I can't move my camera because this is the only angle that makes it look like this. So, I just wanted to bring you over here for a quick update on how it's going. I just don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's looking pretty good so far. I know this is a very vague and mysterious image behind me, but, you know, it really is me. I really am here. See? So, it's coming along quite nicely. Hopefully I'll have it finished, and then Gray can come over here and take a look at it, and we'll be able to call this project complete. However, I've been doing most of my work over at the Port Bray storage, the Hall of Kinship, so let's say we go over there and take a look at how it's going. Alright everybody, welcome back. Here we are at the Hall of Kinship. I don't know how it's gonna look on YouTube. It's probably gonna look pretty pitch black, if I'm being honest. Might be a better thing. Maybe I'll change my mind when I see this later on YouTube. But, for in-game, while playing with the lighting set to brightness, I can actually see that the floor down here is made of nether brick. We can come down, and this is pretty much the walking level down here. It's slabbed at the lower half of the slab, so it's completely spawn-proof. We've got water coming down from the ceiling. This was my attempt to make it a little bit more lit up there. So I like how it turned out. I hope it looks good to you guys as well, though. It also makes it easier to get up and down, of course. I currently had these 3 doorways blocked off. I guess we can go ahead and take these down now. They were blocked while I did my cinematic, which I hope you guys also liked. I just finished recording that just a moment ago. So this is going to be something, but just not quite yet. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Let's quickly take down the other 2 segments as well. And then I'm going to quickly double check what whether that I have all the ingredients we need, or the materials that we need for what I'd like to do next. And then we've got a little bit to talk about as well. It's got some important things that are coming up here pretty quickly, and some of which is actually a little quicker than I had anticipated. By the way, this is the only animal left, apparently. Someone named it Lenny. I'm not sure what happened to all the other animals, but that's the only one we've got left, apparently. He usually does not leave that. I guess animals don't like walking on the lower half of slabs to begin with, so he doesn't really leave that inner platform there where the tree is. So let's tear that down, make sure we don't lose any. Actually, we can probably just put it in there. Not going to be needing it. And I'll put these extra torches away too. So let me quickly make sure. I'm gonna check in here. What we've been doing is we moved the storage that we had lined up here. We moved the storage that I had over there. This chamber here is essentially complete. I know I said I was going to put in more statues, and maybe I will later on, but for now I'm going to turn my attention to some other things instead, and we'll get more into that later. But in the meantime, we've taken all that storage and moved it over here. I don't know if this is the final iteration of the redstoning, but we've got a whole lot of poppers and double chests. Pretty much everywhere. And this is the storage. I've pretty much moved it all here. We have oodles more than just this throughout the world. This is just what we've had on hand while I was working on this place, basically. It contains the storage for Port Bray, which is here, some of it anyway, Treville, which is the spawn town, and what is it? Sandrascu, I think? But there's still plenty of cities left, or you know, towns, villages, hamlets, whatever you want to call them. There's still plenty of places left that we have to go to bring storage to fill all this place up. This is ultimately going to be mostly blocks, I suppose. The mass storage is going to be at way over there. That's going to be like your stone and your stone brick and stuff. This will be more like your bone blocks or your terracotta, I guess, glass, maybe wood, stuff like that. And then some things that are lesser used or can't be sorted, we're going to put way down on the other side down there. And we were also thinking, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but we've also been thinking about maybe doing a library and an armory for things like enchanted books, and armor and tools and stuff like that. So that's also a possibility. But a lot of plans in the works, and again, that's something that we need to get to here pretty soon. But let me make sure, like I was saying a couple times, I think, let me make sure I've got what I need for this next bit that we're going to be building together while I do some talky bits, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. It occurred to me, I don't think that I showed off the ceiling up here in my last episode either. It's glass and leaves, leaf blocks. I did it in the shape of an F for Fixxitt, on all 4 angles there. I think it turned out pretty well, and I like that it's essentially like a simulated skylight, because you got a layer of glass, and then if you can tell, there's a layer of sea lanterns behind that, and then literally on the other side of the sea lanterns, there's dirt for the ground above. So there wasn't a lot of room to work with up there, but I think it turned out pretty well. And all of this digging down here to turn this into this black pit, that took forever, and you would not believe how many slabs went into putting all that down. It was a lot of work. But now, I think while we do some talky bits, I'm going to work on this area over here, just not heavily. I just want to swap out some of this netherrack into these 2 sections. We've got the, eventually this will be a super smelter, the same essential design that Tango recently built on Hermitcraft, and this will be the human storage section that Sai has put together for us. I don't know whether we'll actually be doing the design artwork, you know, the architecture in here, or he will, but I figure we can at least get the hallways going. I don't think we need this sign here either. I think everybody on the project knows where everything is at this point. So while I work on this, we got some bits to talk about. Just a quick note, I tend to be the type of person who will put in my background block first and then texture it afterward. So we're just gonna put down while we work on this. What is... Okay, that is size. I don't know if he needs that whole blocked or not, so for now we're just gonna leave it open. Just see how it goes. So getting down to business here. Mojang announced recently that their current plans, anyway, is to release 1.14 on, what was it, 23rd, I think, and today it's Saturday. I think it's like, what, the 20th, I believe? So that's basically just a couple days away. What is it, Tuesday, I think? And this impacts both this Vasten series as well as the Wells Night Patreon series that I have going on. Because then it raises the questions of, well, when are we going to reset? Are we going to reset, I guess? And when are we going to change over to 1.14 instead of 1.13? And it's a little bit different for both series, and I'll probably talk about this probably more extensively in regards to the Wells Night Patreon server over there. I'll touch on it briefly for the impacts to that series here, but mostly, of course, here we're concerned more with the Realm of Vasten content. So essentially, we will be switching over. Both of them will be switching over. Realm of Vasten is a forever world. It's essentially, it's like a forever single player world, only it's multiplayer, so it's like, you know, like Wells Knight's Kingdom series, essentially. Though more with a server feel, obviously, like a Kingdom Craft type server instead. So we will be keeping the world, of course, but we will eventually update to 1.14, and the current expectation is that by the time you even see this episode, we'll probably be updating to 1.14 on the same day, I think. I think the plan is Wednesday. That's usually when I bring out these episodes, so it could be really soon, basically. I don't know how well that's actually going to happen, so if it all, you know, goes crazy, maybe our next episode will be interesting, to say the least. Because Optifine is something that a lot of players really, I wouldn't necessarily say need, at least not on a wide scale sort of a frame of reference, but definitely something that a lot of players benefit greatly from. And I don't know whether that includes me or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I've only been through a couple updates in my time here in Minecraft in general. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really think that Optifine is going to release, you know, all that quickly. And not like I'm saying, oh, horrible Optifine, how dare you take forever to upload. It's not that at all. It's just that realistically, you know, being very realistic with expectations here, a day turnaround, that just doesn't strike me as realistic at all. I think I'm going to bring this up one more so that it's in line with this door frame there. Let's see. Bring these down here. Don't know how many... That scared me. Hello? Where are you? Creeper? I don't know why I'm afraid. They don't do any damage on this world. Mr. Creeper? There you are. No! Oh, see, I still want to kill them so I can get their gunpowder. But yeah, that actually did legitimately scare me. Gotta take a deep breath now. Calm down, calm down. I totally lost my train of thought as well. What was I talking about? Resetting 1.14. Mind blank. So... I don't know how long it'll take for Optifine to update. And in terms of Vasten Dimensions, that's also at the mercy of Spigot. We've actually been running this server on Spigot for a while to help with the lag, but the current expectation is that we will not be staying with Spigot. At least not right away anyway. We're not going to be waiting for it, basically, as far as Realm of Vasten is concerned. Vasten Dimensions, yeah, we'll probably be wanting to keep that for Vasten Dimensions, just for, ouch, for security. You know what, I'm going to plug that anyway. There we go. And great, now I need to get back over. Thank you. But I don't know necessarily how soon Spigot is going to update either, and that impacts both the Wells Night Patreon server and Realm of Vasten Dimensions, because both of those do use it. You know, not necessarily for like anything that really directly impacts the gameplay. Spigot does make some changes to gameplay. I think it messes with like spawning mechanics and stuff like that to some degree. That's my understanding anyway. I'm not the technical guru. But it also it allows for plugins of the sort that prevent griefing and other moderator aids, basically. You know what? It's kind of dark in here. Let's put another torch right there. And we will be waiting for that. Now the change from 1.12 to 1.13 is quite a bit more than 1.13 to 1.14 from what I understand. So hopefully it won't take super long for Spigot to update. But the Wells Night Patreon server is definitely going to have to wait for that, and as well Vasten Dimensions. I don't know how long it'll be. We are currently looking at a June... What is it? I'm trying to remember what the post said. This season of Realm of Vasten will go until May 30th, if I remember correctly, and let's break that down. And the next season, I believe, will start on July 1st, I think. So that basically gives us the month of June for tours and such like that. is the way I understand it anyway. So we have until May 30th. Today is like, what, April 20th or whatever? So we got just over a month to do as much work here with the storage as we possibly can and finish off Gray's secret prize surprise. Oh boy. Well, it could have been worse. Now would it just get back up to, come on, Elytra, come on. Nope. There we go. Whew, that, I need to stop scaring myself like that. What is wrong with me? Oh, the heart, again, beating wildly. So, yeah, so that's basically what the scoop is, what this, you know, hugely important, dramatic talk is about. The need or eventuality of resetting, what impact that has for both this project and all the other projects we have going on both servers. I've got all kinds of work left to do with the Wells Night Patreon server. Our base is half finished. This episode that I released this morning, because today's Saturday, the 20th or whatever it is, this episode this morning on the Wells Night Patreon server, I finally went and decorated my spawn house, you know, after 8 months of not doing it. I've got the End Island Transformation project that we've been working on like crazy. Those things, see, that's the problem with the Wells Night Patreon server that this server doesn't have. Those projects, we don't know currently when the server is going to update. We don't even know if it's going to update or reset, because the interesting thing is that Hermitcraft is going to update. They are not starting a new season. It's still going to be season 6 for them, and it's going to just keep on plucking along. And in a way, that kind of makes sense. I don't know exactly how long season 6 has been going on, but the Wells Night Patreon server, like I just said, has only been up for 8 months for this season, and that's not nearly as long as most people were expecting. Oops, I didn't mean to put that there. Most people were expecting to have a bit more time than that. So, like, I personally have been trying to pace myself so that I don't finish any of my major projects too soon and then leave us like, well, so what do we do now? Well, I don't know. Do we just putter around the base for the next few months? So I've been trying to keep myself, you know, at a steady but hopefully slowish pace so that we can have plenty of stuff to work on and, you know, have some variety, hopefully. Now the question is, are we resetting next week? Are we, you know, not next week specifically, because like I said, we have to wait for Spigot, but are we going to update as soon as Spigot is released? Are we going to give it a couple months, even if Spigot releases immediately? Will we wait a couple months before updating? Don't know yet. So a lot of that is up in the air, so it's kind of nerve-wracking, and because of that, I normally do my Vasten Dimensions recording on Saturday, like I said. Oh dear, that's a hole. On Saturdays, like I said, and I usually do my Wells Night Patreon server recording on Sunday, the next day, in which case I'm usually, do you call it pre-recording? I record my Wells Night server episodes about a week in advance usually. So tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to do, but I know that that we could potentially have very little time to finish a lot of work. So I've been working like a mad person. It's a little framey in here without the lighting. Oh, that's one reason I'm kind of afraid of 1.14 without Optifine. But I'm going to have to work like a mad person on our base until we know more about when we're going to reset, because I don't want to do a tour with a half-finished base, you know? That's not exactly ideal at all. And especially the End Island, too, because that's a public project, and I don't want to be like, hey, Wells, look at this job that we didn't finish. Yay! Oops, we're out of stone blocks. Or stone bricks, so, you know, let's put on some lighting. Help with the lag a little bit, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know any of that sort of stuff. Let's see, stone. Let's just make another... Why is my crafting book closed? Okay, so let's do this. Anyway, I think we've pretty much covered the major points of the whole 1.14 thing. Can I break that. No, I don't need to break that. Never mind. What am I saying? I'm going to close that off once I confirm with Side that he doesn't need it. Why am I so framey? Stop being framey. Seriously. I think it's the lighting. Speaking of lighting, I tried out, because I've been playing on brightness, like the brightness setting, instead of moody. I think the default's, it's moody, right? I'm not just like making that up, am I? I'm pretty sure it's moody. But I've been playing in bright ever since the Nether project, and then in here I've discovered it looks really cool in moody. Maybe I'll show you here in a moment. It'll just be pitch black, I'm sure, because good old YouTube compression. But it does look kind of cool for me. Why am I so framey when placing these blocks? Stop it! It also was getting kind of framey when Sai and I were moving storage around, because you would not believe, or maybe you would, I don't know, but you would not believe, figure of speech, that when you have a bajillion items just on the ground, that they make so much lag. Oh my goodness, the lag is unbelievable. Let's get these in real quick. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And put down some torches. Stop lagging, please. There we go. Oh yeah, I left that there on purpose. This time, I left this here so that we could get up here. Because what we've been doing is taking my stone up here and manually dumping it into the system, because I'm too lazy to go to the tree and dump it in there. So let's see. Let's come over here. Let's change this to moody. Now, that is dark even for me. I do like that it gives it a more of a I don't know how to even describe it, but the glow around the lighting is just so cool, I think. And the eyes and the mouth in the statue that you can't even see now, it's so creepy. But yeah, this is what it looks like in moody. Ridiculously dim, dark in here. So let's put it back at bright. And if I can still find a potion, let's go take a look and see if we can't find a potion of night vision. Just so you can see what the finished product looks like without the YouTube compression getting horribly in the way. Here we go. And put that back. Oh wow, this is super bright now. My eyes almost hurt. So yeah, this is what we've got going on here. This is what it looks like down here. A huge sea of nether brick. Now I added this little secret thing. You can't even really see this. Even on my screen you can't really see this. Unless you're right up close and you know to look for it. But it's just a little sneaky way for Sai to get into his redstone in case he needs it. I thought about bringing these windows further down, but then I realized that it would like the idea I was going for would be for it to feel like it was a void down here, that everything just goes on more or less forever. But if I brought the lighting down either in the lava in the columns or these windows or anything like that, then it would give off too much light and it would make it way too obvious that this is a floor down here. That it's not just a void. I mean, you could still kind of tell, even on my screen, that it's nether brick, but only if you really look at it really hard. And I think it only does that when it's daytime outside. When it's nighttime, it's not quite as obvious. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back over here, and that's what it looks like up top with the potion effect on. So let's come over here. My tummy is grumbling. It's like, I'm hungry. Feed me. I gotta tell it just a little bit longer and then we can go have pizza. Let's see. What have we gone? We just done smooth stone and stone bricks. You know, I think I will probably want to get some cracked brick and maybe some mossy. What do you guys think? I feel like all the variants would be probably pretty appropriate. So let's just do the smooth for now, because I don't actually know if I have any. Oops. I know I have some mossy on hand, actually. If I have mossy, do I have cracked as well? Oh, just a little bit. Alright, I can make more of this. Let's grab 2 stacks of each. Not that I expect to use that much. And actually, let's take these in here where they're going to be more out of the way. And you. Grab this. Grab that. And right there. And there. Okay. So let's just be kind of random in here. I feel like I want to go heavy on the smooth stone. I'm going to have to stop calling it that because smooth stone is actually a different thing now. I think I finally understand what people who played in the old school days felt with the hardened clay, I think they called it, and the terracotta as it's called now, or however that works out. I think I finally get what they mean. I kind of already felt like I understood them because I learned to play Minecraft by watching Wells Night. I started off with I found his Kingdom series by, I don't know whether I randomly googled medieval Minecraft or what, but I found his series, his season 2, U-turned, went back to season 1, because I was like, nope, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it proper and start at season 1, so that's what I did. And oops, let's not get those. I want these two. Let's see, how much do we want? I want to go really light on the mossy. I don't want to be too heavy with it. What was I saying? I U-turned, went back to his season 1, and so I feel like everything that's happened in season 1, and I feel like that was, oh, what was that? Would that have been update 10 or 11? I don't remember. It was before, oops. Can I get out of here? It was before rockets. Because I know he had to use the punch bow to get around. And I remember being panicked, like, oh, there's no way I can do that. There's no way. And then thankfully they came out with rockets and I never had to worry about it. But having watched him play through all of that in those quote-unquote older days, it makes me feel as though I was there, even though I wasn't really. So it's like, oh, I remember that. I mean, not really, but I kind of remember that. It's kind of how I feel. So that's how it's kind of at. Let's see. I don't want to go too... Am I going too heavy with this? I hope not. I'll probably go a little heavier on the cracked than I will on the mossy. Let's see. Let's do maybe this. And I know I'm losing some blocks down there. That's okay. And this one. Grab these blocks. Right there. Here. Here. Oh boy. So much stone. This is actually a palette that I am pretty familiar with. Sometimes it feels a little overdone, but I mean, as Wells always says, Minecraft really lends itself well to medieval. So let's just keep going at this, maybe a little in the corner back here. That's pretty good. I'm gonna cut now. I don't know how much time we've been at this. I don't want to go horribly overboard. I may need to snip out some of the chatty talky bits because maybe I just ramble on too much, I don't know. But I do need to do the walls here, but I mostly need to check my time and see where we're at. So let me cut, let me work on the walls, and then I'll bring you right back. Alrighty everybody, welcome back. I finished doing some texture variation on the walls in here. I did not do the ceiling yet. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the ceiling in here. Unfortunately, we're pretty much out of time for this episode, so we're gonna have to wrap it up here. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope you liked the cinematic that we had at the beginning, and as always, I hope you keep coming back for more. But until next time, I hope you have a fantastic time, and I will see you later. Bye!